Hello and welcome to my channel, Finding Nilo. The theme for this video really is the 7 stages of being, which is something that I've recently learned about and something I thought I'd share because it's an excellent point of reflection for us all, so I hope that you all benefit. I'll be covering the 7 stages of being over a series of 7 videos, and this will be the first video covering the first stage. So I first came across the 7 stages of the self because of my dear friend Faisal. Thank you so much. He's the first person that said it to me, and then ever since then I've just found it in different things. It's so brilliant in that I really think it's a demonstration of human evolution, like really and truly. It demonstrates how humans move through this realm of spirituality and self-betterment and process of human being. And the different stages, they're explained in different ways, and they consist of different characteristics and different attributes. All of the low vibrational and low frequency attributes of oneself is kind of summarized in this one word called nafs. So when we say jihad al-nafs, the battle against your ego, that's what we mean in that sense, kind of battling yourself, battling your own inner negativities, your own inner lower energy and lower vibration. So the second meaning of that is the soul, the human reality, the essence, your very being, the fabric of your existence. At this stage, it's very simple in that the self does not recognize any moral barriers, any spiritual barriers. It doesn't recognize any rational barriers in getting what it wants. And we know that definitely a lot of the world is led by people who are stuck on this level of self. So yeah, it's kind of like your mind, your heart and your consciousness are almost limited or snuffed out by carnal desires and an extreme unhealthy level of lust. And this stage of self represents itself through arrogance, through selfishness. It represents itself through anger, through laziness, stinginess, envy. It could go on and on. But these are things that I can quickly pinpoint. The best description of this self is that it's our private devil, so to speak. So this self is our demon, our private demon. One that we should really genuinely overcome, or at least try every single day in what we're doing to be able to overcome, simply because this stage of self, if one is stuck here, the way that you see the world, the lens in which your perspective sees the world will be surface material. Because what happens is your heart gets busied up and leans towards material aspects of this world, the glitz and the glamour, rather than being able to work on the dirt to see the beauty underneath. It leans towards just what seems okay at the surface, and you project that on yourself, which means that you could be very narcissistic, very as I said before, arrogant. It could play out in your relationships, it can play out in your friendships, it can project itself on every area of your life. And what you seek from people eventually, because this is what you are at the moment, and your vibe attracts your tribe, we seek what we are or what we're around. You end up seeking only surface level things in other people. So because your heart is busy with all of these material carnal desires, there is no room for you to be able to lift that veil from your heart and be able to look beneath for your own sake. And it could be a number of factors, but generally I know that it's especially easy in this current time to be stuck at this stage. So I think this would be the hardest to overcome, because it's very carnal, it's very animalistic, and it's very easy to fall into. So just to wrap it up, kind of look what I did. This is what I did a few months ago. So I wrote down a list of all of my negative attributes. Whether people agree or disagree was not my business. my business was that I know myself, and it's not a method of being hard on yourself, but this is just, sometimes you have to face the ugly to be able to shine, you know. And so what I did is I wrote down a list of all of these things that I think I need to work on, from selfishness to arrogance to ego to spiritual ego to narcissism to, you know, feeding off compliments and feeding off attention and all of these things. And, you know, the moment you recognize these things in yourself is when you actually begin to work on it and begin to unravel yourself to understand it. And that's the stage of it, really, and that's, I think, how you begin to overcome it, personally for me anyway. But definitely look into it a little bit more if you search up 7 stages of being. Feel free to subscribe to Finding Nilo for similar videos like this, or you can follow me on Instagram at Finding Nilo, where I'll be posting a few updates and short stories.